On to our top story, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is urging drivers to be cautious on the roads. This renewed plea comes in the wake of an accident in O'Meara, which is being described as the deadliest road traffic accident for 2016, claiming 6 lives. Dion Batiste has the details.
According to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, officers responded to reports of a collision along the Churchill-Roosevelt Highway on Monday around 11:30 p.m. The accident involved a Mitsubishi Lancer, which was proceeding in an easterly direction, and an Isuzu pickup, which was heading in a southerly direction when the vehicles collided. The victims have been identified as Shea Peters, Karim Romain, Travis Teague, Timothy Fraser, Avenel Thomas, and the identity of the 6th victim has not yet been released. All 6 victims were pronounced dead at the scene. The 3 survivors are Kwame Romain, who was a passenger in the Lancer motor vehicle, and Roxanne Johnson and Ramphal Hanu, who were traveling in the pickup. All 3 are being treated at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex. Dion Batiste, C News.
Well, the 6th accident victim has been identified as Ramesh Narayan. Well, I have with me on set Mrs. Sharon Inglefield, Vice President of Arrive Alive, an NGO that advocates for road safety. Good evening, Mrs. Inglefield, and welcome.
Thanks for having us on, Alex.
Absolutely. Now, Mrs. Inglefield has experienced grief due to road carnage. It has been 7 years since her son was killed in an accident, and she's here to share with us some tips on road safety. But first, Mrs. Inglefield, there are a few NGOs advocating for better road management, all in a bid to make the roads safer. At times like these, after such a horrific accident, it seems that some of your calls have been falling on deaf ears, whereas our road safety campaign falling short.
Well, Alex, I mean, the thing is, you know, you can only do so much. We keep on advocating and educating, but we need a proper licensing system for those novice drivers, to include defensive driving, to include hazard perception, risk perception, so that we really get buy-in, we really get that awareness and that driver's education going for our young drivers in particular. You know, we don't have the ages of these victims, and again, our condolences go to all these victims. This has really rocked Arrive Alive. We're really devastated. I've gotten calls today from Mahindra Maharaj, who was in a collision when 5 people died on a creek 7 years ago as well, and Destra, Desiree Waddle, who also lost her twins and another friend in a collision, and there was multiple fatalities in collisions. It has really rocked Arrive Alive, and therefore we appeal to all drivers to slow down, especially when you're proceeding to an intersection. Even when you have green and amber, slow down and look right, look left, look right again. And please do not be distracted. Don't drink and drive. Designate a sober driver. Make sure that we're all maintaining our vehicles, our tires, etc. You know, educate yourselves in the days of technology. We need to make sure that we have maintained our vehicles by checking and educating ourselves extremely well with regards maintenance of our vehicles as well. And we once again make an appeal. We want some more LiDAR guns in the hands of our TTPS, speed cameras, the demerit point system, all preventative measures to save lives.
Absolutely. Now, you've covered some very important points there, especially with our motorists who can assist in helping to save lives. Now, the families who have dealt with such grief, how can they cope?
You cope 1 minute, 1 day at a time, Alex. I think the only reason we don't give up hope is the fact that we feel that this is our give back. To share what we've been through. My son died at an intersection when someone broke a red light. Mahindra, Desiree, you know, I speak for all the other survivors, the ones that are left behind to mourn, to grieve. And what gives us hope is there's less death on the roads again this year. However, that does not console the families who have lost loved ones, and that certainly doesn't console them during the times of Diwali and now Christmas, when their tables will be empty, that place will be empty. So we again appeal to drivers until we make those changes in our licensing system with those cameras, all as preventative measures, with more LiDAR guns on the roads. We really need you to be accountable for your own safety. get in touch with Arrive Alive. We have booklets. We are happy to go into the schools. We're happy to share with you. We're happy to put you onto defensive driving schools. We're hoping that the Ministry of Tertiary Education, who is rolling out a standard for driving instructors, will do so as quickly as possible. All of that is really important to improve the standard and the education across the board.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much.